Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Please type one in the chat if you can see me. Type one in the chat if you can hear me. And type 12 if you can hear me and you can see me. Please type 12 if you can hear me and you can see me so that I know it's all working and we can just crack on. Please type 12 in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me. And I would love for you to come, if you can come, if you can share your camera, share your screen, we can really feel the energy. We can really get into this because let me tell you this training is going to blow your mind. I'm going to tell you a lot of things which you haven't heard before, and you will be very, very relieved. The things you're struggling with, the things you're thinking, oh my God, it's so difficult. We are in this brand new year and still a lot of things are not working out. Why is that? You're going to get a lot of answers today. So are you ready? Type ready in the chat. Let's feel excited. Let's get in the zone. Let's feel energetic. Let's do this. Let's make this year the best years of our life. Right? Let's do it. So one of the things, what I want to do is, if everybody could go on mute, and I would give you guys an opportunity to ask a lot of questions towards the end of the session. Okay, so you can ask a lot of questions. I will be here for you guys, so don't need to worry. All the questions concerned will be answered. But first, I really, really want to share this brilliant information with you because it changed my life and it can change your life. What if I tell you that it's okay to feel negative? And how can you turn your negative feelings into your power? How can you can really make it into your superpower? That's what it's about. Okay, so let's do it. I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited. And it's so good. So who is ready to make 2023 the best year of their life? Say me. If you're ready to make 2013 the best year of your life, just say me. And if you don't know how, you don't need to worry. We are doing this together. You're ready? Let's make 2023 the best year of our lives. Let's do this, guys. So first of all, I want to share with you that what really made me stumble on this idea, this beautiful learning, this concept, what really changed for me. So it was one afternoon, I was sitting and it was pouring down in rain. If you're from UK or if you have been in UK, you know what it's like. It rains a lot. So it was raining a lot. And I was sitting there looking outside the window when my husband came in the house. And he said to me that, Anam, if we don't find a way to make more money, we have to probably sell this house and we have to probably find another place. We cannot pay our bills. And it's really difficult. And I was thinking to myself that I think positive thoughts. I'm trying so many things. I'm working so hard. We both had jobs. Of course, they were not enough for us to cover our bills, but we did have jobs. Why it's not working? We work so hard. We are exhausted end of the day. Still, it becomes so difficult. At the end of the day, we are struggling to pay our bills. We're struggling to ends meet. And the fact that, when you literally feel that you're hitting the crisis, and at that time to think positive, that's the last thing we want to do. Who can relate? Type me. If you're literally at the verge of, you're in debt or you're struggling, or even in your relationship, financially, whatever it is, and somebody tells you, think positive, what do you want to do? That's the last thing you want to do, isn't it? That is the last thing we want to do. Think positive, really? I can do anything but think positive right now. Right? And that was, I was like, I couldn't think positive. I was thinking, what could be the worst case scenario? If we have to sell this house, where we are going to go? Probably we move in with our in-laws. Probably we, I don't know, we have to sell our car. What if things doesn't work? What if like constantly all the worst case scenario was coming in my mind? Worst case possible scenario. And I was saying to myself, it is not possible. Yes, exactly, Christopher. It's not possible to think positive thoughts. So then I learned something which changed the game. And let me tell you what happened. From the place where we were living in a 2-room house. So when I say 2-room, it was a 1-bedroom house with 1 living room. Okay. We were struggling to ends meet. We were really struggling to pay bills. And after that shift of understanding how this manifestation work, of understanding who I am, to be honest, if you ask me to put, like, say one thing that really changed, I would say I learned about me, who I am. And that changed the game for me. And for me, it was about really understanding, how do I function? Who am I? What am I all about? What is this life about? And that's when I realized that it's okay to think negative thoughts, and we can turn these negative thoughts into our power. We can do that. We can manifest faster. In fact, let me tell you this. If you don't have negative thoughts, you cannot manifest. How about that? You would say, oh, I think she's not feeling well. I'm feeling well. I'm telling you, I'm fine. I look fine, right? I'm fine. But really, you cannot manifest well if you don't have negative thoughts. They are so important. So let's see how we can use their power without wasting a single bit of energy to actually bring that desire closer to us. Let's really dive into it. But before we do that, I want to tell you what happened. So when I learned this, we manifested a 21-room house, which I live in right now in Greater London. And I'm not trying to show off. I am manifesting bigger things now. I'm not trying to show off. I'm just trying to tell you, when you understand yourself better, everything changes, because you are divine. You're magnificent. You are so powerful. When you understand yourself, everything around you changes. So instead of reading so many books, watching trainings, going from one webinar to the next, and I know you're on the training right now, so you must be thinking, I'm still on a training, but in this training, we're going to talk about you, because it's all about you. Who are you, right? That is what the most powerful, most deep, most profound question, right? And when we understand that better, everything around us changes. So let's quickly understand what is that thing we need to make that shift. So I'm going to share my screen, if that's okay. And I'm going to show you guys something. Please say yes if you can see my screen. If you can see a whiteboard. Yes?
Yes, I can. You can.
Perfect. So let's first understand, what is manifestation? What is this game? What is this thing? Manifestation, okay? And this is the most simplest way to understand manifestation. This is the simplest way we can look at manifestation. So I'm showing you here some lines. And these lines are frequencies. So right now, wherever you're sitting, you're standing, whatever it is around you, look around you, everything around you is vibrating right now. Every single thing around you right now is moving, including you, your hands, your every single thing. They're moving so fast that they appear to be still. They're moving that fast that it seems they're still. But we all are made of atoms, and atoms are moving really, 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 really fast. Okay? And every single thing in this world is vibrating with a frequency. There is a speed with which they're vibrating. You have a speed right now. Can anybody answer me in the chat? What is your speed of vibration? We are not getting too mechanical here, but what can really tell at what speed you're vibrating right now? What is that frequency? Very simple. How are you feeling right now? Write in the chat. How are you feeling right now? That is your frequency. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling excited, you're vibrating at a higher frequency. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, tired, not happy, you're feeling a bit sad, you're feeling a bit disappointed, you're at a lower frequency. It is that simple. It is physics. So 1 is a lower frequency, 2 is the higher, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you're on the lower frequency, you are feeling down. If you're on a higher frequency, you're feeling good. It's that simple. It's that simple. And whatever your desire is, whatever you want to manifest right now is on a higher frequency. And you are here on a because you haven't manifested it, so you are here. And our job is to get on this frequency. When we get on this frequency, we match it and we attract it. So can I prove it to you? I can prove it to you right now. If you call your mom or your sister or your friend, anybody, right? What is that number? What is that number? That is their frequency. So the moment you dial their frequency, you get to talk to them. That's how mobile phone works. Law of attraction. That's how mobile phone works. You dial their frequency. So here, law of attraction at play. Similarly, if you tune into FM radio, tune into the frequency of FM radio, you get to listen to it. But you can't tune into FM and expect to hear AM. You can't. And that is with our desires. We have to be on this frequency. Now you must be thinking, okay, how can I get on this frequency? How can I make sure that I am on that frequency? Because if you're here or here or here or here, it's not coming. No matter how hard you work, you can't attract it. It's here. You can't dial into FM frequency and say, oh, I want to listen to AMs. No, it's not going to work. Change your frequency. The question is, how are you feeling? If you're feeling that you have already got it, if you can see it in your mind and you can have the same emotions, what you would have after you have got it. So imagine you're manifesting a house. How would you feel after you've got that house? If you feel that today, all day long, not just in your meditation, not when you're doing something, all day long, then you'll have it. But then we are told, don't think negative thoughts. Don't think negative. Just don't think. Just stop thinking. A lot of people tell me, oh, I need to just stop thinking negative. There's something wrong with me. What if I tell you everything is right for you and we have to be grateful for our negative thoughts? Why? Why is that? Why do we have to be grateful for our negative thoughts? I'm going to explain it to you very quickly. But the moment you are feeling that you've already got it, boom, you're going to attract it in your life. It's going to start coming to you. How it's going to start coming to you? The series of events are going to start unfolding. One thing will happen and the next and the next and the next and the next. You'll bump into somebody. You will see that somebody will say something to you. You'll find a book to read and series of events and boom, it's going to happen. But what happens when we feel negative? Our frequency goes low, right? But why negative thoughts are so important and why they can become our superpower. This is what we are going to work on now. Very interesting.
Oh, no.
So what happens? When we start thinking negative, our frequency goes low, right? But what are these negative thoughts telling us? That is a question. Because what happens, what we do now is, for example, we have a negative thought. So somebody is trying to, let's take an example, manifest their dream house. And a negative thought comes, they're sitting down, sipping their coffee, and a negative thought comes, you can never have that house because, you know, it's recession. In recession, you can't buy a bigger house. So forget about it. This is a negative thought. All of a sudden, you realize that you thought that and you start feeling negative. Can you relate? You start feeling negative. Then what do we do? What is the next thing we do? We have another thought saying, oh my God, why am I feeling negative? So instead of saying, why did this thought come at first place? We create another feeling with it and saying, oh, look, I'm feeling negative. So now you're feeling negative because you're guilty of feeling negative. Can you see? So this was the feeling for original thought, but now it's a feeling of feeling that thought. And then you feel more negative because you feel more guilty of feeling negative. And before you know it, there's a huge mountain piling up of negative, negative, negative. And then you think, oh, I'm a negative person. Oh, there's something wrong with me. That gives you more negative feelings. And it's a huge mountain of negative feeling. What will be your frequency? At that point? Probably the lowest or low. Oh, I think there is. And so you can't attract it. Okay. So now the key is that instead of what we really need to do when that thought comes, negative thoughts, that, oh, you can't have that house because it's recession. So you can't earn a lot of money to have that house. Instead of feeling negative, so you find yourself, you catch yourself saying, oh, I'm feeling not so good. Why is that? And you realize that you allowed a thought that it is not possible to manifest that house. And that thought has caused that feeling. Are you with me? Right? So you felt negative, you caught yourself feeling negative, and you realize that it is due to a thought. You allowed a thought that it is not possible. What is that thought trying to tell you? That thought is trying to tell you that there is a belief in you which needs to be addressed. You hold a belief right now which needs addressing. Exactly the same example, like if your arm starts hurting or if you have pain in your stomach, would you feel bad? Or would you say, you know what, I need to go and check the doctor, or I need to see why it's hurting me. There is something wrong. I need to fix it. I need to heal it. Or you would feel bad because, oh, why my arm? How dare my arm hurt? How dare you? No, we will deal with the belief. You will deal with the belief that is causing that negative thought. So we are grateful for the negative thoughts, because if we didn't know them, then we wouldn't be able to deal with that belief. So imagine we hold thousands of beliefs without knowing we hold them, and then we say, oh, why can't I manifest? Because we haven't addressed those beliefs. And these thoughts are telling us that you can address these beliefs. So thank you for the negative thoughts. So instead of judging ourselves, what do? We say, okay, what belief needs to be addressed? Right? And now I want to show you what happens, why you get beliefs, and how does it work. So when this is you, as I said, we're going to talk about you. It's all about you today. It's not about laws and stuff. It's about you, really understanding you. So this is your mind. This bigger part is your mind, and this is your body. Okay. The reason I've drawn mind bigger is because mind has a lot more role to play in everything in our life. So this is our mind. The reason I've divided this mind into two parts is, one is your conscious mind, one is your subconscious mind, where everything happens. It is called the womb of creation, where you attract everything in your life. Okay. This is your conscious mind. You go to school, you get education. Where does it go? Here. Where does your belief system, your self-concept stay? Here. Okay, at the subconscious. So conscious mind is your logical mind, which says, oh, I would love to have that. I should do this. This is the logical mind, the educational mind, the intelligent mind. And subconscious mind is where your belief, your self-concept is, where your habits are. And this mind, this subconscious mind, runs your life 96 to 98% every single day. How? You wake up, you do the same thing. You go to, you brush your teeth. You cannot see the drawing? Okay. Can you guys see the drawing? If please type yes if you can see the drawing. I think Linda cannot see the drawing. Is the drawing visible to you guys? Type yes if you can see it. Does that mean yes? Okay. Linda, you might need to move down with the cursor. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll be able to see it. Okay. So this is your subconscious mind, which controls you 96 to 98%. You wake up, you do the same thing on autopilot. We change our clothes. Do we think about, oh, how do I change my clothes? We just do it. We drive our car, we go to places, we do everything. That is all an autopilot program. And this mind is controlling you all the time. Okay. And that is where your self-concept is. That is where you form an identity of yourself, how you see yourself. Okay. So what happened now? What are negative thoughts trying to tell us? This is when you were born, we didn't have conscious mind. We only had subconscious. And whatever conversation, whatever was happening around you, TV was going on, people were saying, people are talking about economy, money is so hard to earn, all the conversations were happening around you, they went direct into your subconscious mind. And they formed your self-concept, how you see yourself and how you see the world. Every single thing without any filter. So let me give you an example. If I say to you right now that there is a lion in where you're sitting, you're not going to believe me. You're going to laugh at me, right? You're going to say, aha, that's a joke. But if you tell a child that there is a lion, the child would believe you. Why? Because their conscious faculties are not developed until 7 years old, roughly. Some do earlier, some do later. So until 7 years old, whatever was happening around you went direct, boom, in your subconscious mind. No filters. Everything was recorded. Imagine you were a tape recorder. You were recording every single thing. Every single thing was recording, and that thing is now running you on autopilot. And now when you talk about your desire, when you try to manifest it, we start to have negative thoughts. But what these negative thoughts are telling you, they're telling you what's here, what's in your subconscious mind. They are showing you the mirror that this is what you believe right now. This is your self-concept. This is how you see yourself right now. So instead of feeling bad for feeling bad, we need to address the beliefs. They are helping us to address the beliefs, right? So instead of saying, oh my God, I'm feeling bad, I was supposed to keep my vibration high, why did I do that? What do we say? We say, hold on, what did I allow? What idea did I allow just now? And then we say, okay, what was that? What was that belief? Okay, so I need to deal with that belief. So now what I'm going to show you a way to deal with your beliefs. How do you deal with the beliefs you hold today? Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to show you how we deal with negative beliefs that we hold. And it is such a powerful way that you can actually use the power, which is actually now hurting you, to manifest even faster. So you get a negative thought, a negative idea. And our mind is very logical. So if we believe things in a certain way, then we can't just always just do affirmation and try to force it. If you affirm 100 times that there is a lion in your next to you, you're not going to believe it. It doesn't make sense. If we affirm 100 times that it's not going to be night after the morning, you're not going to believe that, because since we are born, we have seen night after the morning. So our beliefs need logical proof, logical evaluation. And that is one thing I learned from Bob Proctor. He said that he spent 9 years trying to understand how we believe into something, how we formulate our beliefs. A lot of times what we are trying to do is we try to force our beliefs and say, I need to believe this. I need to believe this. The moment you force your beliefs, you're actually forcing the opposite, because you're telling yourself, I don't believe this and I need to believe this. So what you're reinforcing is that I don't believe this. And that's why you struggle to believe. So how do you believe? The way to believe is to constantly reevaluate something, to reevaluate. So if you think that I cannot manifest that house because it's recession, then you can search online and see how many people become millionaires during recession. How many new businesses are created during recession, right? So all the logical reasons to tell your mind, because our mind is a logical thinker. It drives meanings and conclusions from situations. Why don't you feel scared when you go out and think, oh, I'm going to start flying? Because your mind has driven the conclusion that every single time you go out, it's gravity and you stay on the ground. So your mind needs logical reasoning. What is the logical reasoning? Find the evidence around you. If you see somebody doing it, you can do it. If you see other people becoming millionaires, in fact, the most amount of millionaires are actually becoming during recession, then what is it for you that is not possible, right? So we need to so we start with a negative feeling. We go and understand what thought was it. And then we say, okay, what is that belief? And then we address that belief. I see time and time again coaches saying, don't think negative. But if you don't think negative, all you're doing is you're leaving that belief unaddressed. And it's blocking you. So if somebody tells you don't think negative, that is not the solution. The key is face your belief. Deal with your belief. We are spiritual beings. We have come to this point with our powerful mind, and we can use this power to have whatever we want. So why don't we address that belief logically? So first thing is addressing that belief logically, because if you don't believe logically, that means even your conscious mind doesn't believe it, let alone your subconscious. Your conscious mind doesn't even believe it. And you know what's going to happen? When you say, I am abundant, and your conscious mind is saying, good joke, nice joke. What are you affirming? Opposite. You're saying, I can have whatever I want. Your conscious mind is saying, yeah, right. Yeah, I know that. What are you affirming? The opposite. We don't want that. Okay. So what do we want? We want to address the belief. Now, the ways to address your beliefs, first of all, you need to address them logically. Find an example, search online, check, see what makes sense, do all these things. The other thing, when we go from conscious to subconscious, then the other way to deal with our beliefs is to actually flip them around. Once they consciously make sense, then we flip them around and say, I am abundant. Now it makes sense because you've logically reevaluated the situation. And now you're saying, I can have that house. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm living in that house. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a successful entrepreneur. I'm so happy and grateful now I'm abundant. All these things. And use emotion. So you know the beautiful part? When you had that negative feeling, it hurts, right? You felt bad. You know what you can do? You can use the same pain. Pain is energy. Everything is energy. So you can use the same pain and rechannel it towards what you want after flipping the belief. How beautiful is that? And that is what like really powerful manifestors who are really expert manifestors, they know this art. They know this skill. So they take the negative energy, the negative feeling, convert it logically first, and rechannel it. So they don't waste anything. They don't waste their emotions. They just rechannel it. So when you felt that negative feeling, it was painful. It made you feel bad. Now use that pain and say, I am living in that house. Feel that power. That pain converted into power once you rechanneled it. Because let me tell you this, without feeling the pain, you cannot unleash your power. How beautiful is that? So in order to unleash your power, in order to feel that emotions deeply, you can rechannel that pain by logically addressing it and flipping the belief over. One of the mistakes I people doing is when they feel negative, they start affirming opposite without addressing the belief. And when they affirm the opposite, it hurts because the belief is still there. Your mind has gone through a process of logical evaluation and driving meaning and creating a belief. So you need to reverse that process to create another belief and then use emotions to implant it in your subconscious mind. If you just affirm it, you're affirming the other thing. Our mind is also called a meaning maker. It drives meanings and conclusions from situations. One of the other things which really, really, really worked for me, and I know it does work for a lot of people, is that you can record your voice, right? So all the positive things that you affirm, record your voice and listen to it over and over again. Sometimes you won't have any emotions. You'll just be driving or you'll be doing your work. As long as if it hurts, that means the belief is not addressed. If you are neutral or you feel emotion, that means it's going in your subconscious. The more emotional you feel, the more powerfully it's going in your subconscious. Okay, so if you like, it has happened to me so many times that I have things in my script which I listen to over and over again, and I find those things other people saying to me. Like, I remember I was at that point in my life where I would never come live, or I would never do a live training. I rather die. I was that scared. I was really shy. I was really, really introvert, and I'd rather die. If you give me two options, die or do a live training, I'd rather die. I was that scared. And now I can't stop myself because of doing this. Right? So when I recorded that over and over and over again, my mind accepted that idea. And automatically I had this desire. But, oh, I would love to do that. Oh, I would try that. One of the other things I want to share, which worked really powerfully with me, was that I hated eating salads. I didn't like eating salads. I didn't like it at all. But as part of my self-concept, I wanted to start eating really healthy food, eating salads. And if I would have forced myself to eat, I wouldn't have done it. But the way I did was, I first of all changed the belief. What is that belief around salad? It doesn't taste good. Really? Doesn't it taste good? Then I started evaluating, looking at nice salads, what people are eating. And I thought, yeah, it tastes good actually. So logically, it made sense that it does taste good. And then I had this recording where I said, I love eating salads. And one day I had this intense desire to eat salad out of nowhere. It's like, I really want to eat salad right now. I'm craving. And that is the change we want. Because the moment we start forcing things on us, the moment we say, okay, I need to force it, we are going against our mind. We are going against our self-concept. And you can never outperform it. You cannot go against your mind. It's a program. The more you fight it, the more you'll feel stuck, the more you'll feel overwhelmed, and the more you'll feel like you're hitting against a brick wall. The key is to change that identity, that concept. So one of the questions, it's a really good question. How do we find these wrong beliefs? Christopher is asking. The best way is to observe your thoughts. What are you thinking all day long? What kind of thoughts do you think all day long? So we think 70,000 thoughts every single day. The good news is not all those thoughts manifest. Otherwise, we'll go crazy. Like, it's like if you think about a car, all of a sudden the car is coming crashing in your house. It doesn't work like that. All right. We think 70,000 thoughts, but the only thoughts we give feeling to, we associate meaning and give feeling to and feel manifest. So you can watch TV and people can say, oh, it's recession going on. You watch in the news and you stay neutral. You say, yeah, I know, I can hear it, but I don't feel anything. I don't care about it. You're not going to manifest. Like a lot of times people tell me that, what do I do when I have negativity around me, when I have people saying negative things? What do I do? I say, don't feel it. You can listen to it. Like if you can avoid it, that's the best thing. That is the ideal scenario. If you cannot avoid, you can have guards around you. It's like, I love the example Bob Proctor used to give. It's such a good example. He said that if you see a car in front of you, you're driving on the motorway, or I don't know what they call in America, but the big roads, right? If you're driving there and you see a car in front of you is getting mudded, there is a big, puddle of water, and you realize that if I take my car through it, my car will be dirty. What do? You drive carefully, but you don't stop driving on the roads. You still drive, but you have your guards on. You're careful. So you know that if you go to certain people's houses, if you watch certain kind of news, you can be exposed to negative information. You cannot feel it. You say, I know. I write my own reality. I don't feel these things. So people can say negative things all around you and you just don't assign meaning to it. So you can observe your own thoughts and you can observe your own feelings. What makes you feel low every day or sometimes? Really be observant, be a reporter. What makes you feel down? What are the certain situations you feel really down? How would you feel if you go to a Louis Vuitton store? How would you feel? Would you feel, oh my God, I'm so out of place? Or you would say, wow, I love this. I see myself carrying this bag. Or I don't know what is for men. Rolex store, or I don't know. Or what? How do you feel when you go to a really nice car showroom? What does it make you feel? That is the best. Like really observing yourself, your reactions to life, your reactions to different situations. That tell you about your self-concept, your beliefs. Observing and observing. What makes me really upset? What makes me angry? Yeah. So if you feel you can't afford, that is the feeling. So what is the thought you hold behind it? And what is that belief that needs addressing? It could be like, I remember with one of my clients, I was talking to her and she said to me that sometimes I don't even give importance to my feelings. And I thought, why is that? And she said, when I was little, whenever I felt something and I told my parents, they told me, oh, that doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be feeling this way. So what are your reactions to life showing you about your upbringing? Maybe somebody said something to you and that almost like sat with you until now. See, let me tell you the most beautiful thing about us, because we're all talking about you. And I want to show you something really beautiful about you. So there is only one sun in this world, right? And we all drive our light from that sun. And it's enough for all of us, right? So there is only one mind, universal intelligence. And we have got access to that mind through our subconscious mind. So all our subconscious minds are the part of universal intelligence. So we all have got access to universal mind. The difference that happens, why some people are so abundant, why some people have such good, abundant life, easy relationship, they're so good, is the conscious. That's what is controlling, right? So how you see yourself and what thoughts you allow, what was your upbringing like, how did it impact you, that defines us. We all get access to the different thoughts. What do you allow? What do you feel? What you don't feel? What is your self-concept? So the real deal is your self-concept. We all are the part of same mind. We all have got access to the same universal intelligence, same information, same resources, everything. On the face of it, it seems, oh, some people have a lot of money, other people don't. We all have access to same power. Our creative power is that if we can see it in our mind and we believe that, it's going to manifest by law. Every single human has got it. Now, why we all are having different experience in our life? Our self-concept. And who can tell us about our self-concept? Our negative thoughts, our reactions to life. So if somebody tells you, don't think negative, just focus on, no. They are our superpower. They can tell us what is here. They're trying to show you, like, when you drive in your car and you see this red indicator saying, oh, something is wrong. What do we do? So how dare you show me that something wrong with my car? And you say, you know what? I need to see why it's showing me this red signal. Right? So I will open now. I just quickly check here. I've covered everything, and I would open now for questions. And if you have a question, then raise your hand and I'll say your name, and then you can unmute yourself and ask me a question.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello, I'm Hazel. I've still got the original diagram that you did full on my screen. I can't see you and I can't see anything else.
Okay.
I've tried moving it, I can't.
Okay, so what you cannot see the
I've just got all the lines with those squiggles and numbers on.
Yeah, let me just turn that off, I think. 1 second. How do I turn it off? Yeah.
That's it. Great. Thank you.
Perfect. So anybody has any questions? Or did I explain really well? And nobody has any questions, or nobody understood anything. That's why you have no questions. Could be both the ways, right? Anybody has any questions or anything you want to share, or anything that any aha?
Hi, Anam.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, Anam, how to twin that negative thoughts to positive?
So the first step is to deal with it logically. We are logical beings. We can't fool ourselves. Okay, we are logical.
Okay.
First, see other people who are doing what you're doing or you're trying to do. That is the best proof. Let me give you an example. There was a thing about 4 minutes mile, right? Everybody thought, even doctors thought that, oh, nobody can run a mile in 4 minutes. And then one person did it. And then all of a sudden, so many people started doing it. I think Roger Bannister from UK, he did it for the first time. So a lot of times we don't do something because we logically believe it's not possible. Okay. So first is address it logically. And then you have to think of your subconscious mind as a child. Okay. Because it was fully formed when we were 7, 8 years old. So how would you tell things to a child? Through repetition. Right. But that means that first you really believe it logically. It makes sense. And then the best thing that can work is you can record that affirmation for yourself and you can listen to it. And your subconscious mind is going to start believing. One of the things I'm going to share, that we cannot force ourselves into believing something, right? Our subconscious mind will pick the idea. Our job is to just feed it. A lot of times people think, okay, I need to force myself to believe it. You can't force it. One of the funny examples is, when you're trying to get pregnant, when you're trying to have a baby, right? It just happens, you cannot control when. So similarly, when you accept that idea, it's not in your hands. It's when the subconscious mind picks it up, it's not in your hands. Your job is to feed your mind with joy, with relaxation, you're relaxed, you're feeling joy, you have dealt with it logically, and now you're just feeding your mind. Right?
Just tell me that if I'm feeling that abundance, and how can I feel in reality? I mean, in real life, how can I feel that one? I mean, yes, visualization, and before sleep, I can imagine or something that I'm feeling, yes, I'm worthy and I get abundance and everything. But in reality, I mean, in a 3D, how can I feel that?
So I would start with, what cup do you drink your coffee in? Change your cup. Buy a really nice cup that makes you feel abundant. Go to a Louis Vuitton restaurant, shop, or go to a very posh restaurant, or even if you want, just hang out in a lobby of a really posh hotel. You will see abundance everywhere. See the abundance. There are people
Okay.
who are living a very, very abundant life. See how they operate. See how they're living. Right?
Okay.
Like
And suppose I'm manifesting a car.
Yeah.
I mean, anything which is BMW, whatever, and Porsche or anything, Lamborghini. So how can I feel that in a 3D?
Test drive
Is
the
it
car.
the same way?
Go and test drive the car.
Okay.
Test drive the
Okay.
car and feel like that is your car.
Okay. Okay. I
I'm
got
telling you this. If you test drive a car, it's going to manifest really fast. I'm telling my experience, and I've seen with hundreds of people. Test drive the car. Go and say, I'm going to drive that car.
Wow.
So powerful.
I have to try it.
One of the things I did when I test drive that car, I recorded what it sounds like when I was driving. So whenever I used to like sit in my car, I would just play that sound, and I was in that car, and then it came, and I was blown away. I was like, oh, it sounds the same.
So what I will do, I will play a video with Tesla, and then play that when somebody is buying a new car. There's lots of videos out there, like they purchase a new Tesla and entering to the car. I can imagine that for myself as well, right?
Yeah, but the most powerful thing is go and test drive it. It's different than watching in a video. I'm telling you. Been there, done that. It's completely different.
Okay.
It's completely.
Okay.
I remember when I was manifesting our car, I took my husband, and even he started manifesting with me, and I was like, oh wow. It works. It's so powerful when you test drive that car. I'm telling you. I know it takes guts, but
Okay.
yeah.
But how can I suppose I'm manifesting lots of money? So shall I move on the car? I'm in bank.
No, don't go in the bank start. You can edit your bank statement with the amount.
Okay. Yes, yeah, that I did already.
Yeah.
I put, you know that I get a notification from the bank that that amount has been credited or something. I changed that amount. I put million and
Yeah.
then send it to my another mobile.
And also you can start like going to, what would your life look like when you have done that, right? So where would you shop? Even if you can't shop there, just go in the shop. Nobody charges you for entering a shop. Nobody
Yes,
asks
yes,
you to
definitely.
buy that thing if you just get in the shop.
Sure.
Hang out in the so all the experiences which shows you abundance. Feed your mind with abundance. Go in that
Okay.
areas.
Okay.
Right? If you're manifesting your house, drive around that area. That is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I manifested, and that's how I'm manifesting again. Because you don't stop. So Amy,
Yeah, sure.
sorry, Amy, you have a question? Amy, you have a question?
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm
Hi.
trying to unmute. Hold on.
Yes, Amy.
Okay, I have and this is really a serious question. I
Yeah.
was charged incorrectly. I'm innocent of charges, but now I am facing like a probation and all this legal stuff. Do you have any suggestions on that? Because I was completely innocent and I'm trying to get out of the negativity of it, but it's still leaving me with this horrible feeling.
Mm-hmm. So you were charged incorrectly, and then what happened?
Actually, I went to jail for 3 months. I've never been in legal trouble my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got 3 years of probation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the first thing I think that would massively help you is write down what would you love to have. That is
Okay.
what would
Now, I
you
did do that the other night, but I'm just having a hard time believing that it could happen.
you don't need to the thing is, like one of the things I struggled for years, and I used to ask people I literally asked every single person I knew could help, but it took me so long. It's not in your hands when you'll believe. Your job is to just feed your mind, and one day it's going to shift, one day, but I can't tell you what day is going to be. It's like
Thank you, because it's been very embarrassing. I'm a coach myself, and I haven't gone to any coaches about this because it's been so embarrassing. But in my head, I'm like, I know I'm innocent.
Yeah.
Because it was a self-defense charge. Like literally, I defended myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm trying to remind myself of that.
So the key is really to don't expect yourself to believe. Okay, don't think, oh, why am I not believing? I'm trying. Just your job is to feed your mind, and your mind's job is to pick the belief. So disassociate yourself from the outcome that I have to believe. You don't have to believe. You have to just feed your mind. And your mind, one day it's going to shift. I still remember the first time when I was trying all these things. I still remember the day I started believing, because I had completely different energy. That day I was like, you know what? It's done. I know it. It's done. And that day I knew it was done.
Thank you so much.
So your job is not to make you believe. No. You're
Okay.
just feeding.
Thank you.
Feeding and feeding. So
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Any more questions?
Hello.
Yeah. Linda.
Hi.
Even
Thank
I
you
can
for
feel
all
the
this
differences.
wonderful information. I get the home, and you can visualize that, and a car and all that, but same thing when it comes to physically money.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go there?
One of the things I learned from Bob Proctor, what he used to do, he used to have some amount of dollars, like even $1 or $2, right? And rest, he used to have fake dollars, or like a paper. And he made this bundle, and he knew consciously that it's fake, it's not the real money, but he just held it in his pocket, and he used to feel that if he's got big amount of cash.
Yeah.
And he used to say that after a while, I used to forget that it's not real, it's fake. But he used to always feel. He used to touch that money and say, wow, I have so much money. And then he was showing that after a while, he actually had that much money. And until he died, he kept, I think, $3,000 every time with him, because he got used to keeping money. Like we don't, right? We have everything in the card. We do it in bank cards, but he did that. So he had always had money, and it was fake. So what symbols could work for you, right? What can remind you that you're rich, right? Maybe there is a ring you wear, can remind you. You can associate something. Maybe there's a song. Maybe there is a picture. It's about connecting that thing to that feeling. Abundance, wealth is a feeling.
So what if you can't feel that?
The thing is, if you can feel that, that means there is a belief which needs addressing. So then go logically and say, what am I believing right now? What is that belief in me? I can never have money. Why do I believe that? Am I like a alien who can never, everybody in this world is having money. Why can't I? So logically it doesn't make sense, right? Why can't I? Am I special? Like, am I like, is there in my destiny? No. And reverse it logically. See other people who are doing what you would love to do. That's the best thing. Read about it, see it, go to those places, experience it. What are the experiences that can make you feel that way? And you can create fake experiences. I mean, fake means that you can use ways to create those experiences. Like for me, now that I'm manifesting the other house, I have a song. When I play that song, I'm in that house. Oh my God. It's so much fun. And last time when I went to see that, when I drove past that house, I literally felt like I've lived in that house, like in that kind of house, because it's not a specific house in that area, for so long that I was crying. It's like, you know, when you go to your grandma's house and you start having those memories, my memories were that strong that I was crying that I've lived there for so long. And in 3D, it hasn't even happened yet. But I was crying and I was like, oh my God, thank God nobody's watching me. They were like, why is this random woman in the random car sitting in a random street crying? But it's all about feeling, whatever you can feel. We can create emotion associations. You know, sometimes we hear, I do it with perfume smell. With a certain smell of perfume, I get reminded by certain things. So I use that. So what is your feeling plan? That is my question. What is your feeling plan? I don't want your action plan. I want your feeling plan, because action will come from the feeling. When your feeling is so potent, right? You wouldn't be able to stop yourself. You'll do that action no matter what it takes. Right now, I'm in front of you guys doing live. The older version of me would have rather died. But now I can't stop myself. I want to do it all day long. The feelings won't stop you. Feelings are so powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, I do keep the money, fresh money. I mean, I used to smell at night.
Make it thick.
You know?
Make it really thick.
Yes, I used to keep it always in my mobile pocket. That's the mobile pouch is there. And I always, it's a fresh one. So I do smell. I love the smell. It's a new smell. And I visualize that I have lots of money.
Yeah, yeah.
This is another trick. Maybe the photocopy is the great one. But this is another trick, what actually another person actually told in the YouTube video, that keep money in your mobile with, I mean, what item you always carry. There's a mobile.
Yeah.
So keep it there.
Yeah.
And whenever you get a time, take it out, smell it, feel that smell in your, I mean, this is I mean, you know that these are something trigger in your brain, that smell.
Yeah. So it's a neural
So,
pathway.
yes.
You see that and it establishes a connection. That's what
Yes.
So one
So
of the
it's a sensory.
It's a sensory, yeah. One of the things I really want to offer you guys, if you are struggling with some of the negative feelings and emotions, which are like too much, you can't deal with it on your own, you're struggling, despite trying all the techniques, then I would love for you to come on a call with me. And Spencer can post the link of the call, and he's your success advisor. If you don't find a slot, ask him, he can help you out. But come on a call with me, and I can really dig deeper with you and see what are those negative feelings you're struggling with, and they're not going away. We can really dig deeper and help you really understand and reverse those and remove those blocks and manifest faster. Because let me tell you this, we're not crazy for thinking negative. There's nothing wrong with us. They're telling us about something and we need to address it. Okay. So if somebody tells you from now on, don't think negative, don't listen to that person. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay. We need to just address it logically and emotionally. Okay. So Spencer, if you could put the link in the chat for the call. And I'm opening very small slots because my calendar gets really busy after that. Like last time, I had literally back to back. But I would love to offer you a deep dive session for booking a call with me, and we will talk about your specific situation, your specific challenges, what is stopping you, and let's go from there, because this can be really powerful once you understand that self-concept. Yeah, I have done a Byron Katie's work as well, by the way. Yeah, that's so beautiful. I've done her worksheet, the judge your neighbor, and yeah, we can do that sometimes live, isn't it? Like, that'll be so much fun. So when I was doing passion test, they trained us on Byron Katie as well. So yeah, that's really good work. I love her work. Yeah. Yeah. So if you think that there are feelings there, you're really struggling with them, or your situation is specific, because of course I can't cover every single situation, then come on a call, we'll talk about it, we'll dig deeper, and we'll show you what is the belief, what is holding you back, and let's deal with that. Right? So if you have no
Sure.
more questions, you're going to end this session, and it was lovely. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for everything.
Bye.
And
Bye.
have a lovely time. Thank you. Bye.